Hello everyone, this is Amit Pathak, Faculty of English Literature. I'm teaching in Jesus and Mary Academy. I hope you are doing well. And it seems that online teaching becomes very interesting during lockdown period. And I hope you all are enjoying it as well. Let's start the chapter. Today I'm going to read chapter number 9 of Treasure Trove, My Greatest Olympic Prize, written by Jesse Owens. Before moving forward towards the story, I would rather love to read a bit about the author, Jesse Owens. Jesse Owens was not a regular writer. Rather, in this story, he shared his experience, how he qualified for the Olympics, and later he won 4 gold medals that no athlete has ever done it in the history of Olympics. He was the son of a tenant farmer. Tenant farmer is one who does not have his own land, but they perform farming on others' land and shared his grown crops with the landlords. And he was the grandson of a slave. His stunning achievement in 1936 Olympic Games held in Berlin has best remembered athlete in the Olympic history. Germany was under the control of Hitler during 1936, and he had a myth that one ethnic group was superior to all others, and he refused to acknowledge that a black man could ever be successful. Though Jesse Owens was an African American, he failed to qualify in the early stage, but later, when the situation seemed to be hopeless, then Luz Long, another German who came close to him, spoke to him, and encouraged him, that helped him to qualify. Luz Long knew that if Jesse Owens succeed, it might jeopardize his chance of winning. That means if Jesse Owens qualified, he may stop the way to win the Olympics for Luz Long, but still he helped him and thought it would be good to compete with a strong contender. It was this act of Luz Long that led Owens to first qualify and then later win the 4 gold medal and set a stunning record that was still not achieved by any athlete in Olympic Games. And he is best remembered in the Olympic history. Their friendship remains still. Luz Long killed in action in World War II. So this was all about the writer, the author Jesse Owens. Now we'll move towards the story. So here the story starts. It was the summer of 1936. The Olympic Games were being held in Berlin. It was 1936 during summer. The Olympic Games were held in Berlin, the capital of Germany. Hitler had a myth, I had told you, and he wanted to hold an Olympic Games in Berlin so that all his countrymen, sportsmen, get local support by his countrymen. Though Jesuits was not worried about all this, he had trained and was very disciplined from the last 6 years. And he was going, when he was going towards the Berlin, everything that comes in his mind, everything that was going in his mind, that he has to go back with one or two gold medal. Especially his eyes was on running broad jump. A year before the Olympic, as sophomore at Ohio State University, he had set the world record by jumping 26 feet, and everyone was expecting that he may win the gold medal. It was not a surprise, but when the time came when he reached the Berlin and came for the broad jump trial, he saw a long guy, a long German guy who has startled him, surprised him, because the boy hit the pit at almost 26 feet on his practice sleeps. He was none other than Lars Long, a German athlete. Hitler may kept him secret, that means under the blanket, and hoping that he will win the gold medal. I guessed that if Long won, it would add some new support to the Nazis' Aryan superiority theory. After all, I am a Negro. Lars Long knew, Jesse Owens knew that if Lars Long win the gold medal, it would add a new support to the Nazis' Aryan superiority. What was Nazis' Aryan superiority? Nazi had a strong belief that Aryans are superior in blood, and one who is superior in blood are able to adapt the environment well. So, if that is why he is saying that if the Lars Long, who is a German athlete, and all the Germans belongs to Aryans, as it was a belief by the Nazi and Hitler. So, if Lars Long win, then it may add some new support to the Nazis' Aryan superiority theory. And Jesse Owens was a Negro, that means he was a black African American. Uh, it may upset a line that has been used here, a little hot under the collar, that means upset. It may upset Hitler ways if the Jesse Owens determined to go out there and really show the Führer, his master race, who was superior and who was not. That it may really hurts or make the Hitler angry, even to think about it, to go and show who is superior other than Aryans. An angry athlete is an athlete who will make mistake. As any coach will tell you, I was no exception. Yes, he was quite right. Angers always commit mistakes. So, the first of my 3 qualifying jumps, I leap from the several inches beyond the takeoff board for a foul. So, he leaped from several inches beyond the takeoff board for a foul. So, what he did, due to his anger, or you can say that he was a bit too much confident. So he was committing mistake again and again. And what was the mistake? आप एज अ स्टूडेंट आपने भी शायद लॉन्ग जंप में स्कूल में पार्टिसिपेट किया होगा, तो आपने देखा होगा कि एक मार्क होता है, उस मार्क से पहले अ, हमें जंप करना होता है। बिल्कुल ओलंपिक गेम्स में भी ऐसा ही होता है, मार्क होता है और मार्क से पहले से उन्हें जंप करना होता है टू द मैक्सिमम हाइट। तो ये उस मार्क से अ यार्ड पहले, यानी बहुत पहले ही जंप कर रहे थे बार बार, एंड दैट इज़ वाई ये इनका फाउल हो रहा था, यानी कि ये क्वालिफाई नहीं कर पा रहे थे। एंड देन ही आस्क्ड हिमसेल्फ डिड ही केम 3000 माइल फॉर दिस, यानी 3000 मील कवर करके डिड ही केम फॉर इट, कि वो क्वालिफाई भी ना कर सकें। टू fall out of the trail, make a fool of myself. Or walking a few yards from the pit, and then he was walking a few yards from the pit. I kicked disgustedly, यानी I kicked the dirt, I kicked the soil, वहाँ जो धूल है उस पर. And suddenly I felt a hand on my shoulder, and then a hand felt over his shoulder. He turned back. What he saw, a blue eyes of a tall German broad jumper. यानी वो किसका हाथ था उसके शोल्डर पे? एक जर्मन का। ही वॉज नन अदर देन लज़लॉन्ग। उसने ही जैसे उनके शोल्डर पे हाथ रखा। when he was feeling a bit nervous, anger on himself that he is not able to qualify, तभी जैसे ओवेंस के शोल्डर पे एक हाथ गई, और वो हाथ किसका था? लज़लॉन्ग का। और जैसे ओवेंस जब पीछे मुड़ते हैं तो वो क्या देखते हैं? अब a tall German boy having blue eyes who has easily qualified for the final attempt. और he offered, यानी लज़लॉन्ग offered जैसे ओवेंस a firm handshake. जैसे ओवेंस को कहते हैं लज़लॉन्ग, आई एम अ लज़लॉन्ग, आई डोंट थिंक वी हैव मेट, यानी आई डोंट थिंक वी हैव एवर मेट. ही स्पोक इंग्लिश वेल, दो विद अ जर्मन ट्विस्ट. ही यूज्ड टू स्पोक इंग्लिश वेरी वेल, और एवरी person has a very different dialect, और वो जो डायलेक्ट होता है, एक्सेंट होता है, इट कम्स फ्रॉम द प्लेस वेयर ही बिलोंग्स. एज एन इंडियन हमारा एक्सेंट इंग्लिश का कुछ और है, अमेरिकन के एक्सेंट कुछ और होते हैं, ब्रिटिशर्स के कुछ और होते हैं. तो उनके एक्सेंट में, डायलेक्ट में जर्मन ट्विस्ट था, ठीक है, लज़लॉन्ग. इट वॉज ग्लैड टू मीट यू, आई सेड. जेसोइंस ने कहा इट वॉज ग्लैड टू मीट यू, और ही वॉज फीलिंग अ बिट नर्वस. और फिर उन्होंने पूछा हाउ आर यू टू लज़लॉन्ग. आई एम फाइन, द क्वेश्चन इज हाउ आर यू. लज़लॉन्ग हैज सेड आई एम फाइन. नाउ द क्वेश्चन इज हाउ आर यू जेसोइंस. व्हाट डू यू मीन, आई आस्क्ड. इसका क्या मतलब है, मैंने पूछा, यानी जेसोइंस ने पूछा. समथिंग मस्ट बी ईटिंग यू, यू सेड प्राउड द वे फॉर when they are mastered a bit of American slang. You should be able to qualify with your eyes closed. लज़लॉन्ग हैज़ आस्क्ड कि समथिंग हैज़ बीन ईटिंग यू, कुछ है जो तुम्हें शायद खाया जा रहा है. और प्राउड द वे फॉरनर आर when they have mastered a bit of American slang. And you should feel proud as you have an American slang. That means कि आपके आवाज़ में थोड़ा अमेरिकन है. You should be able to qualify with your eyes closed. आप आसानी से क्या कर सकते हैं? क्वालिफाई कर सकते हैं. जैसे वो इसको कहा किसने? लज़लॉन्ग. That's it for today. Rest of the story will be covered in the next lecture. Till then, have a good day. Enjoy your time and good day.